Welcome back to the Rouges. We talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Tonight we're doing a recap on Canada's game versus Honduras down at San Pedro Sula. And in this one, La Rouge, without Alfonso Davies and without Stefan Eustachio, take it 2-0 over Las Catrostras. And this is huge. And I mean, it's a statement win for Canada. And I mean, you just can't help but smile. They just proved haters wrong here. And I mean, I'm laughing inside for all those people that kept saying, Canada's nothing without Alfonso Davies. Canada's not this. Canada's not that. Well, guess what? They just made a statement win the night. So what you got to say for that if you're a hater? If you're a Canada hater, hey, this is just a big slap in the face for you. But without that, before I get into further detail, let's go ahead and break down the starting lineup on what was played tonight by John Herdman. And this one we have Atiba Hutchinson, Milan Borjan, Alistair Johnson, Samuel Adekubi, Stephen Victoria, Samuel Piet, Junior Hoylett, Tejan Buchanan, Kyle Laren, Jonathan David, and Scott Kennedy. And I think for the most part, they said there's a lot more Montreal-based players in here that came out of the academy. Of course, CF Montreal. And, I mean, for the most part, they looked okay. However, there were some points in the game that just kind of... But here we are. Let's go over and see what happened, right? Because, after all, what happened? And so, as I said, Eustachio was ruled out due to a medical injury, and but hopefully, he's been day-to-day, so hopefully he'll be back for the States. And, I mean, really, it hurts to see him out with an injury, as we all knew Davies was going to be playing, but Eustachio is definitely another one of those key roles. And if you go back to that video I made with the Canada lineup, I definitely had him in my lineup, but I did not know that he was not playing tonight due to a medical injury, but now I know. Hey, they still got the job done, right? And as I said all along, on this channel, right? You can't use there's two things I've been saying all along. One, your team can't rely and be built around one player, right? Like Alfonso Davies. You can't, if you lose Alfonso Davies, if you built the whole team around Alfonso Davies, the rest of the team would have failed. And tonight's game proved that Canada did not do that, which is awesome. And then two, no matter what kind of people you put on the field, A squad, B squad, C squad, X squad, whatever you call it, they just better get the job done, and they better get one goal done, and that's to win and play good. And Canada's checked both of those boxes tonight for me. Therefore, I mean, this is a major game and a major statement to all those who keep hating on him. So, yeah, no Davies, no Eustachio, but here we go. I want to go into the game now. First minute, Honduras comes out swinging, trying to throw a few punches with a few chances. However, they don't really amount to anything, and they barely do test Borjan, as they just mainly fly over the net. But hey, Honduras trying to come out and make a statement, and not long until 10 minutes, Tejan Buchanan just dribbles down the sideline, just shimmy to the right, shimmy to the left, shimmy to the right, shimmy to the left, crosses it in. It bounces off of. I think it's far from saying this right, but I think it's Maldonado for Honduras, and it's been ruled as an own goal, although technically I personally would give that goal to Tejan Buchanan. I mean, to me, they called it an own goal, but it just more so took a deflection off of Maldonado rather than Buchanan. Come on. I mean, both Canada's goals tonight were just beautiful, and they just can't help but make you smile. You just got Buchanan dribbling down the sideline. He crosses in. Nothing Maldonado can do. I mean, all he can do is watch it. It just bounced off him and into the back of the net. And I mean, the Rouges go up 1-0, and yeah, this is great. What a start! And this is exactly what I was telling other people. I said we cannot afford slow starts. Canada had to make a statement. They had to come off with some firing. They had to do everything in their power. And here we are, 10 minutes in. Buchanan gets things going. He goes and gets the ball rolling. And this is exactly the dream start for Canada. Of course, they had a couple of scares early with Honduras, as they said, but look who breaks through first, and it's Canada, courtesy of Tejan Buchanan. Although it's an own goal, I personally give 100% of that all to Tejan Buchanan. So that counts in my book as Tejan Buchanan's goal. But own goal, whatever it is, Canada's on the board, and they're winning 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. And then 15 minutes in, Honduras has an opportunity to respond, but it gets deflected wide. I mean, he had all the time in the world to shoot, and he picked the last second, which didn't. I mean, credit to the Canadian defense, but Honduras. I would rather see. I guess he could have had a one-time shot, but hey, it's a learning opportunity for Honduras. 22nd minute, Canada has a great build-up, but unfortunately doesn't go anywhere. Canada had, a long one. You're gonna find out or hear that one of the lot of chances I'm reading out that Canada, as you probably watched it too. Canada had many chances to actually score multiple goals in this game. So 2-0. I know it's just what it says, but it could have easily been if they would have buried and took more care of their chances. It could have easily been way more goals, especially if they didn't play so conservative after the first half after once Tajon Buchanan scored. So that they could have easily scored way more goals, I believe. But after that, there's really nothing else happens at halftime besides got a couple of events. You got a nasty tackle from Honduras, which leads to Samuel Piet's injury, and this is a big another scary moment for Canada. We've already lost Davies. Found out that Eustachio has been ruled out day to day, and now possibly Samuel Piet from CF Montreal, a quality defender, quality player. It's just getting worse, and the worst part of it, this tackle was nasty. Come on, he didn't get the ball. He got all Piet's leg, and the ref just called it a foul. They did review it for a possible red card, but it wasn't. I don't know. Do you guys think that tackle on Piet was a red card? To me it looked pretty blatant, but maybe it didn't look too as bad as it was. But maybe it was better than it looked. But to me that's a blatant tackle. He should have been sent off for Honduras, and now we got to worry about Samuel Piet, and now he's going to be listed on will he be able to play against the United States. Just another concern for La Rouge, as they've already got enough players to deal with. So, yeah. But anyway, other than that tackle, the 44th minute, Milan Borjan has to be alert as Honduras sends a teasing ball in over the top, and man, he was one-on-one, but he parries it away, and it's a huge save from Milan Borjan, and it's beautiful. And then in the second minute of stoppage time, Borjan has to be alert again, as Honduras sends a free kick, but it has to be cleared away actually by Stephen Victoria. They both were going to clear it out either way, but Victoria takes no chances and just clears this one out to safety, and that brings us to halftime where, remember as I said earlier, Canada kind of moved towards a conservative game style after Buchanan's goal or contribution to that own goal. And I feared that this would happen, although if it did, it wouldn't be the bad option, right? But it wouldn't be appetizing to watch at the same time because, it's kind of smart, but at the same time, it's just boring, right? And I know sometimes smart soccer is boring, but I personally believe that, and they would do this a little bit in the second half, but I personally believe that they should have kept going. They could have they could have racked up more goals. They could have easily went in the halftime up 2, maybe 3-0, but they did turn a little conservative especially towards the end of that first half, and that's where Honduras really tried to pick up some chances. But thankfully, Borjan he came up big tonight in general, and great to see him do that. But other than that, I really I feared that Canada would do that because no Alphonso Davies. You lost one of your defenders, and it's on the road, so you say, hey, well, let's just get one goal and just defend for the rest of the game. It sounds like a good idea, but in reality, it's just boring to watch. But and I'm glad they didn't kind of do this. If they originally probably realized at halftime that hey, we can score more goals, right? We can have the chance to kind of rack up that on goal differential and just really get ourselves a cushion should Honduras score. Thankfully, they didn't. But yeah, that was some kind of food for thought at halftime. Then we go to the 47th minute, so second half begins. A ball finds its way to David. David shoots, and it's just a whisker wide of the post. But what an opportunity for the Rouges. Once again, out of halftime, they go up 2-0. Jonathan David could have done better here. Maybe he could have one-timed it, or I don't know. I think he took too long here, but it's a whisker wide. Then in the 55th minute, he'll have a chance to redeem himself as he'll dribble in one-on-one. This is one is worse than the 47th minute. I mean, it's a poor ending as he dribbles one-on-one with the keeper, and looks like at the end he can't really make up his mind on what he wants to do. If he wanted to chip him, if he wanted to dribble around him, if he wanted to shoot it past him, and it kind of leads to nothing. And just the keeper just swallowing it up and saying thank you very much. And this one was just poor for David, and he's got to do better here going forward. Then the 70th minute, Rodriguez sends a free kick to Arriaga, and it's a massive save for Malone Boyan. And talk about outstretched. I mean, his palm was outstretched, and this was the first of many saves that he had tonight. And I mean, this was just ooh-wee. Imagine if Honduras would have scored here, if Las Catorces would have scored here. If that could have easily been 1-1. That could have easily turned the tide of the game, especially it being Honduras at home. They would have erupted, and they would have gave their fans momentum. But thankfully, Malone Boyan denied Arriaga to do this. And at this point, I was really just getting nervous. I was like, okay, Canada's got to score. You know, Honduras is obviously trying to respond. Canada needs another goal. And where's that next goal going to come from? The ground or the air? Well, in the 73rd minute, Leon Frazier threads the needle over the top, right to Jonathan Davies, who takes 3 perfect touches. It just, my God, chips the keeper, and it's into the back of the net. Rouges go up 2-0, and my goodness, I mean, would you like some salt with those chips? And sure enough, where did the goal come from? The air! It's crisp! And man, I mean, that's definitely an old Canada baby goal. Old Canada, old baby goal. I mean, this was just beautiful. It's got to be one of the top 5 goals in Canadian soccer history. You know, obviously, now let's talk about Davies versus David's goal. Both are good, although you still got to give it to Davies in this one because he ran the length of 2/3 of the field and kept the ball inbounds, but at the same time, it looks like nutmegging the Panamanian player and then scoring. I mean, so I don't know. This one's tight in terms of who gets goal of the tournament. I mean, you just can't help but smile. I mean, Jonathan David. I mean, look. Let's go back to the pass alone from Leon Frazier. He threads the needle over the top, perfectly placed to Jonathan David, who takes 3 perfect touches, and then just chips the keeper and goes into the net. This one. Oh man. I mean, I got no words. It's just beautiful, and is arguably one of the goals of the tournament. And yeah, the air, it's crisp. But yeah, 2-0 for the Rouges, and it's definitely not going Honduras' night. Poor Honduras, and in the 76th minute, Honduras tries to respond, but as Elise tries to go down the sideline, he tries to cross it in, but it looks like to be more of a shot than a cross, and it goes off the bar and really doesn't amount to anything. And basically jibber jabber go on until the 93rd minute, so it's 3 minutes of stoppage time. Elise and Honduras once again get denied by Malone Boyan, and once again, I mean, that save from Boyan says it all for Honduras, and I honestly feel bad for them. I mean, they Canada just outperformed them in every way. I mean, that save said it all. I mean, nothing was going for Honduras, and they remain at the bottom of the table. And basically, yeah, I mean, in the match, Canada remains unbeaten without Davies, without Estacio, and unbeaten in the overall qualifiers. And also for the first time, for all those history nerds out there, Canada beats Honduras in San Pedro Sula for the first time since 1985. Once again, you got to clear those historical nasty history off, right? Just like what they did with the U.S., got to go back to October. What they did with the U.S. and at Toronto here at BMO Field, right? First time since 1985 they've beaten the U.S. and ever since then, look what happened. I mean, the tides have really turned. And yeah, let's go to the stats, and the stats are really gonna say what happened here. And hey, well, looks like Honduras had more shots overall, 14, but Canada had 7. However, only 3 of those shots for Honduras were on target, while 3 of the 7 for Canada were on target. Canada being more lethal. 59% possession to 41% possession for Honduras. 437 passes completed to 318 passes completed. 80% pass accuracy to 69% pass accuracy. 16 fouls to 15 fouls. 3 yellow cards apiece, no red cards. 1 offsides apiece, and 7 corners to 3 for Honduras. So, according to the stats, Honduras was all over, or somewhat all over Canada. But the game really didn't look like that. As this was probably one of those games for Honduras where you can play or feel like you're playing the best you can, and then basically, yeah, from there, I mean, nothing goes your way. It's just I just I always feel bad for those moments, and I just really really hate for that to happen. But hey, that's the world of sports, and what else can you do? And so I also want to look. Let's go to the live look standing at the World Cup qualifying table. And right now, as it stands, Canada, and they are gonna end the night at least on top with 19 points, 5 wins, no losses, and 4 draws, undefeated. Followed by the USA with 5 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss, and 18 points. Mexico, of course, pulling it out late against Jamaica. They were down 1-0. They do respond. 2-0. 2 goals, and they take it with 17 points. They're third place. And as we're speaking right now, Panama and Costa Rica are playing. As it stands, Costa Rica is winning right now 1-0 over Panama, and they're still in 5th. Panama will still be in 4th even if they lose. With Panama's 14 points, Costa Rica has 12 points. So Costa Rica will just make things more interesting in terms of the 4th place playoff area. But hopefully that would be good for Canada and USA and even Mexico to an extent, as they just keep Panama from winning and keep trying to take points, as Panama just keeps making this interesting for the 4th place playoff. So that's interesting from there. And then we go to Jamaica, where they have, they've struggled, but they got 7 points. They're technically still in this, although they lost it. They could have had a big win tonight. They would have beat Mexico. That would have been a statement win. Then you got El Salvador with 6 points. They're not looking so good. They haven't had a good qualifying round. And then dead last, Los Contratos, Honduras, with 3 points and no wins and 3 draws. So they are winless versus the undefeated Canada. The undefeated Canada prevailed. And, yeah, I mean, not much I can say for that. But the overall, I just want to end the video with one thing. Of course, as I said earlier, this win was massive for Canada. They needed this. Rouges needed to keep proving people wrong. All those people kept saying, "Ha, you guys lost Alphonso Davies. What you gonna do now? You guys are nothing without Alphonso Davies, right? All that yapping, right? Chitter chatter, whatever you call it. Just keep doing it. I mean, that just fuels Canada's fire, and they know there's out there, and that's why they play so well. They take this frustration. I mean, they take this hatred and they just take all that envy and all that and just channel it and just look at the performance tonight. No Alphonso Davies, no Eustaquio, still missing a couple pieces on another enemy soil, and they get 2-0, and they win 2-0, take points, and now that's got to be a massive momentum booster heading into for the USA. And by the way, they also lost Samuel Piet halfway through the first half, so, or a little over that. But look, either way, moral, Canada has proven tonight that they can win big games and keep proving haters wrong. For all those that kept saying, Canada's not this, Canada's not that. I mean, I know it's still early, but I don't know. Tonight's game really said a lot, and I mean, I don't know what else I don't know what else they can prove. I mean, they're obviously gonna, if they can beat the States, then that's obviously going to be a streamer, especially without Alphonso Davies. And you're in Hamilton, you're on turf. The United States got done playing tonight, and so that's going to be a change for them, and it's going to be cold. So, we'll see how that's going to happen. But, yeah, the one message at the end of the video is just, no Davies, no problem. Because, hey, Canada doesn't need Alphonso Davies to win games. You know why? Because they don't build their team around one player. It's a collective effort, as it should be. Teams who build their team around one player often fail, and there's no surprise why they do. Once that player gets injured, everyone's out of ordinary, and everyone's out of flux, and all hell just breaks loose. And so, yeah, I mean, not really a lot to really compliment on, but Canada really proven that they're a good team, even without Alphonso Davies. That's just the moral of tonight's story. So if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and get ready for the USA. But remember, no Davies, no problem.